What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P, and we are back here once again with the NFC North report for week number 3. This is the Minnesota Vikings edition of the NFC North report. Now, we're going to keep this one short and sweet because it's really not much to say. What did we learn about the Minnesota Vikings this week? Nothing. We didn't learn a damn thing, not a damn thing. And you know why we didn't learn not a damn thing? Because they played the Cincinnati Bengals, who were not there for the purpose of playing football. They were there for the purpose of collecting a paycheck. You know, it was kind of like when Michigan, shout out my Wolverines, plays someone like Central, East Coast, West Coast, East Bumblefuge, Carolina. And they're just there to pick up a paycheck. They're not there to actually provide any sort of competition. They're not competitive. They're not doing anything competitive. The Cincinnati Bengals today, or not today, what was it, Sunday? Went out there and did nothing but give the ball to the Minnesota Vikings. They were just like, hey, we were just here to hold your ball for you. You ready to take it from us? Isaiah Rodgers went out there and listen, while the interception return was impressive, right? It was almost asinine. It was almost stupid. The way that he punched the ball out of Noah Fant's hands, then recovered the fumble that he punched out, then returned it all the way for a touchdown. Brother, the absolute lack of awareness, the lack of the lack of will, the lack of know-how, the lack of fight that was showed by the Cincinnati Bengals on that play by itself was basically a microcosm of what that game looked like. How do you allow a man not only to punch the football out, but be the one to pick up the bouncing football as it bounces along the turf, and then take himself all the way to the end zone without being touched by anyone? Was he being chased? I don't know. The final score in this game was 48-10. That should show you something. Carson Wentz, let me read you Carson Wentz's numbers. 14 of 20 for 173 yards. If you wanted to look up the word pedestrian, you would find 14 for 20 for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns right there in the dictionary next to it. If you wanted to look up pedestrian, that's what you would find. The Minnesota Vikings did everything they wanted to a team that didn't want to be there. Jake Browning filling in for Joe Burrow, which he's going to have to do for the next 3 months. So, guys, if you're going to play football, you might as well get it together, right? He was 19 for 27 for 140 yards. Neither one of these quarterbacks in a game where 48 points was scored on one side, 10 points was scored on the other side, 58 points was scored. Neither one of these quarterbacks threw for 200 yards. Let that sink in. Neither one of these quarterbacks eclipsed 200 yards through the air. The guy that lost by 38 points was in catch-up mode for the entire game. He couldn't eclipse 200 yards. You could understand why Carson Wentz didn't have to eclipse 200 yards because they were up so heavily. Basically, before you knew it, you looked around and it was 14-0. I don't know what to say about this. Jake Browning, 19-27, 140 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Forget the interception that he threw to Isaiah Rodgers. Forget the fumble returned by Isaiah Rodgers, caused by Isaiah Rodgers, recovered by Isaiah Rodgers, returned by Isaiah Rodgers. Forget all those things that happened. At will and on cue, the Cincinnati Bengals were dropping footballs left and right. I don't think I've seen a game with as many fumbles as I saw that game. I really cannot judge what the Minnesota Vikings look like that in that game. It was a wash. As I said, your passing leader was Carson Wentz. The passing leader for the game, mind you. For the game. Right? Not for the practice. Not for the... We ain't talking about practice. We talking about the game. What are we talking about? We talking about the game. We're not talking about practice. We're not talking about practice. For the game, the passing leader was 14 of 20 for 173 yards. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to give them an incomplete for week number 3, and it's not their fault. Vikings fans that will watch this, don't get mad at me. I'm giving y'all an incomplete because I don't know what I just watched. I don't know what I saw. If you felt good about that, if you felt dominant about that, after benching your quarterback with a high ankle sprain, after benching him and then going to Carson Wentz, who was 14 of 20 for 173 yards. If you Minnesota Vikings fans learned anything about your team, you let me know, because I didn't learn not a damn thing. Anyway, this has been the NFC North Report, week number 3, the Minnesota Vikings version. And we are going to be out because, once again, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. We came to give you stats and none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And we are out. Peace. What up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P here. Listen, if you want to continue keeping your Lions news pragmatic, if you want to keep getting the stats and none of that static, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share and let everybody know what's going on around here. And turn on your notifications, because how else would you know that we're up in here keeping your Lions news pragmatic? Appreciate you once again, and we are out. Peace.